Today we're going to be talking about my pulling plans over this year. Last time I made a video like this was 3 months ago, and with the release of so many new characters, I was really inspired to talk about it today. First of all, let's go in order of banners that will be released this year, just to make it easy for the video. First of all, we have the Typhon banner. Now, listen, I know it, you know it, everybody knows it, basically everyone is going to be pulling on this banner. Not only is she just a really strong unit, but her design wise, just stunning. The art is actually done by the same person who did Kyobe's and honestly really does show. If you are looking for someone who will just do big damage, she's amazing. She is also a besieger in the game, so she will prioritize heavy enemies first. Heavy enemies, of course, are usually the tough ones, which is pretty much perfect. I quite frankly don't have any pulls left after getting Aya and Swire, so this is going to be a bit of a tough one, but you know, if we all come together maybe, we can make my dream come true. Am I right? We are family, right? No? Okay. Basically, I'll be hoping and praying that you can get Typhon. Next up, Dorothy Vision Rerun. I mean, honestly, if I didn't already have her, I probably would still skip. She's fun and I love her minds, but when you're a global player, you can't really read, so how am I supposed to know what she actually does, you know? But moving on to an exciting banner, we have Joint Operation 11 banner. This one actually looks very nice if you haven't got the operators. This one coming with Lee, Penance, Mlynar, and Posey. Straight away, Penance is an absolute beast that I would love on my account. Not only does she have this gorgeous Christmas skin coming, but she is just a very good unit. Lee personally, don't really care for him too much. To be honest, I really don't like merchants in the game. I think certain stages can be fun with him, but I just couldn't really use him regularly. Mlynar, of course, though, the absolute Giga Chad of Arknights, one of the best units out there for a reason, let's be honest. But he is also getting an amazing skin, honestly even better than Penance's skin. Its Life 2D and is really a unit I do need on my account very soon. And then we have Posey, who is also just a beast as well. Honestly, I really do suck with using her, but her turret is so nice to have, and the third skill really does go hard. Funnily enough, her skin was actually the third best selling skin for store, and I actually forgot to buy it, which I'm still very sad about, to be honest. Realistically, will I pull on this? Well, I do have Posey and Lee, which basically means it's a 50-50 chance to get an operator I want and I don't want. I think I will probably go for 1 6-star on this banner. I do think new players would benefit with some of these units, but I probably will skip this, especially with the upcoming banners, to be honest. So next up we have Jessica the Liberated banner. Now this one's a bit of a tough one. I want to say straight away, I will be getting a 5-star on this banner, Almond, because she is just adorable. But Jessica's a really tough one, because she doesn't actually have a very colourful design, and if you know me, I love colourful designs. And to be honest, I'm just not a massive fan of her E2 art. In terms of her kit as well, she can like switch directions, which is cool to an extent, but not really enough for me to put, honestly. I would be very curious to hear what you guys say though about her, but in general, I think it's going to be an easy skip, at least for me. Now, the next banner we have is Front Now is Free banner. This is actually coming with Horn, Enos, and Stainless. Straight away, I want to say I already have Enos and Stainless, so pulling on this banner would be a pretty bad idea. Horn's a character I really do want though, to be fair, and she's actually a very strong character. If I didn't have Enos and Stainless, I probably would pull on this banner just to try and get Horn or Enos. I do like Stainless a lot, but I actually personally find it hard to use him without forcing the use of him. Though there is one thing about Stainless. Stainless is getting a new skin that is actually amazing and is like the biggest cat themed skin ever, and Horn has a gorgeous skin that released a little while back, so it makes this a little bit more tempting, especially if I was a new player. Alright, moving on to the Hoederer banner. Guys, I'm just gonna say it, I'm so mega hyped for this, I cannot even explain. It really does not help that there are so many good banners after this one, but if you know me, I love badass dudes, they're just so goddamn cool. He's a legitimate definition of a badass character. From what I know, he is basically like a brick wall, and a lot of people were worried that he was going to be bad, mainly because he was a crusher, but thankfully, that does not seem to be the case. Now, I don't know if he's insanely good overall, but listen, I'm going to pull him for him regardless. Of course, there is one issue with this character, and I can't believe they would do this to my boy. There is a 4.5 anniversary banner right after him. God damn it. Now, this might be rearranged because Arknights, I guess. But if that is the case of the banner being right before 4.5 anniversary banner, oh god, that would suck. But that does move me on to one of the most hyped banners to talk about for the year, and that's the 4.5 anniversary banner. Now, this one is going to be amazing. I think if we ever talk about characters I'm hyped for, these are definitely up there in Vivina and Virtuosa. Now, one thing I will mention, and this might just be me, but I probably wish Vivina was a limited unit and they gave her Life 2D art. That's not because Virtuosa doesn't deserve it, but I personally love Vivina's design so much. But of course, Virtuosa is an amazing unit as well. In terms of strength, she seems actually to be quite powerful, and is actually the first 6-star to apply elemental damage as a ritualist, I believe, which I have said before, I think will be the future of damage dealers. But in terms of Vivina's kit, this is where I'm a bit more worried. I haven't actually seen many people talk about her kit positively, and after just watching her gameplay, I was really hoping she'd be maybe a bit more OP, just a really good unit, but it doesn't really seem to be that way. Of course, I haven't actually been able to use her, and regardless, I'm going to put on this banner anyways, because waifu over meta. And oh my god, actually, I almost forgot. To anyone curious, Texas Alta, Spectre View Unchained, and Nova Radiant Knight will be on this banner, which means they should be sparkable too. I'm actually only missing Nil, so I'd be happy if I got her, but regardless, I'm going to be pulling on this. So next banner we have is Joint Operation 12 banner. I mean, I'm just going to say this instantly, I literally have Suzerain, Mizuki, and Posey, so I'm only really missing Surta. Even though Surta is mega strong, it's just too low of a chance for me to actually pull realistically. If I didn't have all these units, Suzerain would be a very nice choice because she's good at controlling enemies, and she's a pretty good overall support, used her in CC before as well. Surta, of course, is a damage queen, one of the best units in the game, and actually her summer skin sold the best in Arknights, which is, honestly, partly not shocking, and Posey, like I said before, is just really good. General rule for me is if you want 3 or more of the units, it is pretty much worth it. But if you want 2 of the units, it's really down to you. And if you only want 1 of the units, I would honestly stay away from the banner. It's really just like my scenario. Just because I want Surta, I'm not going to put on this banner because it's just too low of a chance to just get Surta. Okay, moving on to the Degen Brecker banner. Now, I want to apologize because I cannot say that name. Let me know down below how to say it. I'm actually very curious, but otherwise known as the female Mlynar banner. So, I'm going to be honest, when I first watched the PV for this character and saw her, I honestly wasn't a really big fan of her, and I still feel that way to this day. She just doesn't really look that exciting. I will say though, her third skill looks like a lot of fun, but for me, that's just not enough to really pull for a character. I believe she is also Silverash's bodyguard, which low-key is actually a really cool little thing. I don't really keep track of the story in Arknights, but I actually really like Silverash, so low-key kind of a nice little thing. I'm going to skip this banner realistically though. Alright, moving on to the next rerun banner, we have Reed Alter Rerun. Now, I do have her, so I will not be pulling for her, but holy crap, is she so much fun. I actually only built her last week, and wow, I wish I literally built her sooner. And also, if you haven't saw recently, with the actual Ray event, she's actually been getting a live 2D skin, which, oh my god, it actually looks so good. If you're literally not convinced by her skin yet, just look at the first skill animation. She legitimately gets on the broom. Dude, this skin is so nice and might be literally one of my favorite skins that's coming. So, I may not be pulling on this banner, but I will be getting the skin, and that's 100%, 2,000,000%. So, moving on to the next banner, we have a bit of a weird one. There's actually a Colonel Headhunting banner, where you actually don't get to pick who you want specifically, but basically out of a list of operators, you will get a random operator that you don't own on the first 6-star pull. So of course you don't want to keep pulling on this because it gives you a random one. Here is a list of operators on the screen that I'm assuming will also be the same for us. Now I actually have a lot of these units, the red ones being the only ones I'm missing. Now this might be a bit easier for all of you, but I low-key want a lot of these characters. Maybe Helga not really, but Blaze is really nice. Ifrit is a very cool character, and I even want Angelina since I have straight up like never used her in my life and I want to see what she actually does properly. Honestly, because of this, I might pull for the first guaranteed new operator, but oh god, I have no idea where all my pulls are going to go this time around. Now, moving on to the next banner is another weird one. This one actually basically works the same way as the previous one, but has a lot more units. Now, just looking at the list for myself, and like before, everything is highlighted in red if I don't have it. This is a tough one because the units left are honestly really good. I mean, the only unit I don't really want here is probably Carnelian and maybe Ebenholz, though I'm not that against it. I will say now though, I would love to get an Irene, maybe a Thorn, Surta, Mlynar, or a Penance. This literally just makes the previous joint operation banners even less worth it for me, to be honest. I could even get Horn and Gnosis just looking at it again as well. Oh my god, there's so many characters on this banner. I'm literally losing my mind. I don't know how we're going to pull for all of this, there's just so many goddamn banners. Now before we move on to the most hyped up character of the whole entire video for me, and you're actually going to find it potentially shocking, we're going to talk about the Ray banner first of all. Now, this unit, I actually missed the original info on her because I didn't get time to actually watch this properly, but Ray's actually a very interesting unit. Her summon is so goddamn adorable, and apparently recovers her bullet shots in the scouting area, which basically means Ray can reload her skill with the summon, which is actually pretty unique. Also, the scouting range of the little summon, Ray can actually attack in that range, so you can pretty much put the summon further away and she can actually shoot from a distance, which is pretty nice overall. Honestly, a very interesting unit, and I will say she's quite unique. Not sure I'm going to probably pull for her, especially because of the next banner, but maybe, just maybe, I might try and get her. Now, oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to say it, and some of you might be very confused when I say this, but my favourite unit in Arknights history is here, and it's not actually Shu, but this man I'm going to be calling Lee, because, you know, apparently I have to work on my pronunciation, but holy crap, he actually does look super freaking cool. Like, honestly, massive fan of him. Like, maybe it's just me, but not that many people are actually talking about just how cool he actually is. Now, on the stream, when he actually got revealed, it did show him as a solo blade character, but apparently he is just a Musha character. I believe it might be like a mistranslation. Now, Mushas usually don't have the greatest respect in the Arknights community, but this guy actually looks pretty decent from what I've seen. His third skill can stun and actually deals damage in a line, and the stun, to be fair, looked actually pretty good in terms of time stunned. Now, we don't have an official translated kit at the moment, but this is my favourite unit of the year. Honestly, super mega hyped for him to come around, but this does actually bring up one point. Let's talk about Shu, who's the other character in the banner, and she is actually the limited character this time round. Now, I will say I do like her. She does seem to heal other characters with her passive, and she's a defender, which is actually not something we see often for at least a limited unit since like Neon, I believe. Her life duty art as well has a lot of very interesting colours, and actually does look quite cool. It's nothing too crazy, but I low-key do kind of like it, and she is going to be limited, so I'll probably pull for her just for that reason. So for me, this is just an easy pull for the banner, and I cannot wait for this banner to come out. Now, the thing is, before you think this banner's over, there is one more thing to actually talk about on this banner. The Dragon Sisters and Chongyue should be on this banner as well with a lower rate, so that's the crazy thing here, because I actually don't have any of the Dragon Sisters. So I'm just going to say, for me specifically, this banner's even another level of excitement. I actually really love Neon and Dusk. Link's a pretty cool character. I mean, the amount of skins she's getting is insane. Could we please get more skins for some more characters instead of Link? I'm just saying that. But honestly, it might be tempting if I don't get Shu or Lee before 300 pulls. And with just so many Dragon Sisters, I probably won't be able to get them all straight away. So sparking this banner, going to 300 pulls could be a very good idea, at least for me. Honestly, one insane banner and definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most. But that pretty much wraps up my pulling plans for this half of the year. Honestly, a very exciting year in terms of banners. There's just so many good ones. I'm so excited. And saving this year will be a very, very tough one, at least for me. But do let me know what banner you are most hyped for in the comments. And if you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like and go ahead and join my Discord down below if you want to talk about anything Arknights related or life related. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next one, and most importantly, have a wonderful day. Adios.